Oh no, I lost my thumb. Woo, no! Happy Halloween, still going strong. Okay, so we finished 17 and 18 last time. So now we're on 19 and 20. Same process graphing it, but now we're going to go and do open hole, close hole. And we're also going to do above the x-axis and or below the x-axis and put it into a interval notation, right? Here we go. Okay, so we've got the, let's get your solution on a number line, write your solution in interval notation. Okay, so we have x equals 1, which means we're going to bounce because of the 2. And then we have x equals negative 3 and a negative 1. So let's see here. So we have a negative 3, we have a negative 1. We got our y-axis at 0. And then we have a positive 1. And so a positive 1 we're going to bounce, and a negative 1 and negative 3 we're going to cross through. Right? So we need our end behavior. So that's x squared as well as x to the first. So x squared times x times x. So that's going to be a positive. If there's not a negative there, then it's positive. So it's going to be a positive x to the 4th power, which is what? What's the end behavior? Pause me. Pause me. Try it on your own now. Graph it. Do the intervals. Pause me. Try it on your own. So it's up is the end behavior. So up and to the left, up and to the right. Okay, so our x-intercepts can either be a closed dot if it's less than or less than equal to or greater than equal to, or an open dot if it's just less than or greater than, right? So this is equal to, this is equal to, so closed holes and also brackets. So closed holes, closed holes, closed holes. Okay, so that's negative 3 we're going to cross through. At negative 1 we're going to cross through. And then at 1 we're going to bounce. There we go. Okay, so now we graphed it. Now we got to do the interval notation. So it's asking for greater than or equal to 0. What does greater than or equal to 0 mean? Well, we have some numbers. What are numbers greater than or equal to 0? Right? So a positive 1, a positive 2, a positive 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So positive numbers are greater than or equal to 0. So we want all positive y values and specifically their corresponding x values. Because the x values are the solutions, like domain, right? What's the domain of all my positive numbers above the x-axis? Ready? Okay, so this is above the x-axis, right? That's above the x-axis. And so we are going in this direction for our x values. So that's going to be a negative infinity until we hit negative 3. Right? So negative infinity to negative 3 is the first part of our answer. So negative infinity to negative 3 is the first part of our answer. Then we're below, so we're skipping negative 3 to negative 1 because that's below. And then we're going above now. We're going above from here to here. Those are all our y values that are above. So that's going to be from negative 1, this is negative 1, to positive 1, right? Positive 1. Those are all positive above the x-axis values that are greater than or equal to 0. or equal to. So that means equal to. We got to change it to a bracket. In union with brackets, -1 to 1. Those are all above the x-axis. All above the x-axis. And then also after that, we have more positive numbers going up, up and away. And so those are all positive y values. And so from 1 then, right? So we did -1 to 1, and now we're going from 1 to the right to positive infinity. So that's going to be +1 to positive infinity. So that is our huge long answer. I don't know why every worksheet I do, the hardest ones comes first. There's easier ones. There's easier ones, I promise. Like this one. This is an easier one. Okay, so now we go ahead. Pause me, try it on your own. So we're going to pull out an x squared. Pull out the, you may need to factor first. Pull out the GCF. So when we do that, we're left with an x minus 4 less than 0, which is open hole. Open hole. Okay. So this x squared, you have to set equal to 0, and same with this x minus 4. So we square root it, and so we get x equals 0. Now x equals 0, right? It is squared, so that means bounce. The squared means bounce. We're going to add 4 to the other side. Add 4 to the other side, so we get x equals 4. And so that one is a 1, and so that's a cross through. Okay, so let's go ahead and shove a 0 here. Y-axis, x-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh, it's less than or equal to. Less than or equal to means open hole. Means don't include it, right? Parentheses, no brackets. So open hole at 0, open hole at 4. Good. So what's our end behavior? What's our end behavior? It's a third power and it's positive. So positive x to the odd power is down and then up. Down and then up. So we're going to go down and then up. That's our end behavior. That's our end behavior. Okay, so at 0, we're going to bounce. At 0, we're going to bounce. We're going to bounce there at 0. And then at 4, we're going to cross through. At 4, we're going to cross through. And so let's see here. That should technically be skipping that. So we're going to bounce. It does touch there, but kind of bounces. It skips over because we're using parentheses, not brackets. Because it doesn't say equal to. Doesn't say equal to. Okay, so now we do our interval notation. So what does less than 0 mean? So less than 0 means all negative numbers, right? What's less than 0? -1 is less than 0. -2, -3, -4. Yeah, so we want all negative numbers. Specifically all negative y values. And that specifically means below the x-axis, right? Okay, so what's below the x-axis? Let's take a look. So below the x-axis is right here, right? Going to -infinity. Good. So we're going to go from -infinity to this number, which is 0. So -infinity to 0 are all numbers that are below. And then also from 0 to, right, this is below, this is below. So also from 0 to 4 is our answer, from 0 to 4. So let's see if we got that right. Yep, looking good. Anything 0, 0 to 4, cool. Okay, so we'll take a look at our next one now. Okay, so this one we're going to have to factor. So we're going to go ahead and minus. Pause me. Try it on your own. Pause me. Try it on your own. So we're going to minus 24 to the other side. So we get a negative 2x squared plus 16x minus 24 is less than or equal to 0. Good, guys. Okay, so I want to factor that, but let's make it easier. Let's pull out the -2. So we're going to pull out a -2, pull out a -2. So when we pull out a negative 2, we're left with x squared minus 8x plus 12. And so that can factor into 3 and 4, but that can also factor into 2 and 6. Both negative. Both negative. Good. So that means that we're going to have only 2 x-intercepts. And then it's negative x to the odd power, which is down, down for the end behavior. So that's going to be down, down. We're going to have x-intercepts at 2 and x equals 6. The multiplicity is 1 and 1 to the first power. So that means cross through, cross through. So we go 0, right? We go 0. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just finishing the video, yeah. So then, let's see here. So it's going to be a closed hole. It's a closed hole because it's equal to, good. And then we're going to cross through. We're going down, we're going down. We're going down. And then we're going to cross through. So there's our graph right there. And then do we want above the x-axis or below the x-axis? Well, we want all numbers less than 0. So less than or equal to 0 is below, right? Less than or equal to 0 is below the x-axis. Good. So that means we're going from negative infinity, because that's below. That's below. So negative infinity to 2. Oh, it's equal to, so that means a bracket. In union with 6, right, as we go down. As we go down, we're also going to the right, to infinity. So 6 to infinity. So that's our answer for number 21. Negative infinity to brackets 2, and union with 6 to infinity. Wayo. So there's our answer for that one. Wayo. Thanks for watching. One last video. Let's go. See you soon. Bye for now.